Welcome Tech Brothers Amir. In this video, we're going to learn about temporary tables in Synapse dedicated SQL pool. So what is temporary table? A temporary table is a session scoped object used to store intermediate transit data during a transformation. It is automatically dropped at the end of the session and offers better performance because data is written to the local storage, that is a disk attached to the compute nodes. So let's talk about some benefits. So session local, not visible to the other users. So think about that. If I'm opening another session here and my SQL script is in this session and I'm creating this temporary table here, I will not be able to access this temporary table right here in another session. Now what other things are there automatically dropped after the session end. So let's say if I'm using a store procedure and once the store procedure is done, it will be gone. Now if I close this session, the temporary table is gone, so I don't have to worry about cleaning that. In a real time, sometime, let's say I would just need to use that table for a while, then I have to create and drop. In this case, I don't have to drop at all. Faster than regular tables for intermediate steps. So as it is saving the data to the local disk, then it is faster for the intermediate steps. So often I have seen myself creating a temporary table to save the results, then join in another table and all those kind of things. That make the development easy when you are dealing with maybe 50 tables. If you want to join 10 of them, put the results into one, then join another 10 and then put the result into another temporary table, then join those two temporary tables to create the final output. So there are a lot of scenarios you will come to the realization where you will use the temporary tables. So here we are checking if object ID is temp db and then dash dash, then you have this single hash sign and say customer stage. So that's your temporary table. One thing you need to remember that there are two types of temporary table in SQL. We have a local temporary table like this one we use with the single hash, and then we have a double hash, that's the global temporary tables. Global temporary tables are not available in Synapse. So in SQL, if you are using global temp table, that's are also available across the sessions. And here we have only local temporary table that comes with a single hash, and that's why they are only available during that session. Now we can drop this table if it does exist, but in this our case it does not exist, so nothing is happening here. So we are creating a table, create table, and then hash customer stage and customer ID, first name, last name, country, and then with the distribution hash and then customer ID. And then we are creating that as a heap. We are not creating any cluster index or cluster non-columnar indexes on this table. So let's go ahead and create this table, and now the table is created, and now we can go ahead and insert some data. So we are just inserting two records here, you can see right there, and I'm going to go ahead and run this statement to insert these two records. So if I see right there, I got some error. Let's take a look what exactly we have in the error. So it says I could not find a hash customer stage, or you do not have the permission. Okay, let's go ahead and see what exactly happened. Maybe we have a wrong name. Okay, then let me see if we run the code right there. So it is select query, and this is okay, this is not existing. So I'm going to go ahead and create this table again, and maybe this did not go through. So let's execute this, and the query completed successfully. Now we should have the table, and now if I say customer stage, I'm going to copy this and let's execute this right here. Shouldn't be a problem here. I don't see why it is not letting me select the data. So if I select, it's saying I'm not available. And I'm in the same session. So what exactly is happening here? So let's say if I run these three queries together, then guess what happened? Let's see. Okay, now it completed successfully. So you cannot run the queries the way we create in our SQL, and then run first one and then let it stay there, then we go for the next one, and then now let me rerun it and see if it is available. No, it's not. So that means it is not like a SQL. So I'm going to go and connect with my right here in SSMS with dedicated pool. So I have a video how to connect that, and I'm going to copy actually the same code and try in the SSMS and see if that make a difference. This is interesting because most of the time I don't test these scenarios like this. So let me go ahead and open this. If I run the entire script, it just work fine. But I am used to create my temporary table and then keep using. So maybe it is a Synapse Studio that's the problem. So in this case, if let's say we create this table now in SSMS, we are connected with the detect DP. That is our dedicated SQL pool. So we have created the table now. I'm going to go ahead and insert now and see what happened. It is inserted just fine. Wow. So it is not the so here's the records, so that's great because here the session is still open. So maybe it is a Synapse Studio that actually even this session is open, it's not really taken this as a session. So let me copy this. I'm going to do one more testing here. So I'm going to Control C and I'm going to go back to the databases here. Let me go to the database here and then go open a new script, empty script, and paste it there. And I'm going to try and see now if that make a difference. That is interesting. So right there. Okay, so I create this table now. Fine, successful. Insert this data. Now it doesn't complete, but when I run together, it is fine. So I think it's a Synapse Studio that take this when you run this entire query, that take this as a whole session instead of when you have opened the window, it take as a session. And when in SSMS we have seen that I have ran these queries as an individual and just work fine because this is a still session open, and you can see that this is session open, and then I am able to run the query, and still whatever I want to do I can do that. Okay, no problem at all. So we can deal with this in Synapse. If you want to do it, you have to kind of do it to all the queries together. So here in the SSMS SQL Server Management Studio, you are fine. So now in the next create a temporary table using create table as, so as select, so we will do that as well. So here we are saying, hey, I want a top customers, and if a top customer does exist, you can drop it. And I'm saying create table and hash top customer with the distribution hash customer heap, so no cluster. So and fine, and then we say as so then we select the query, select the top one asterisk from our other temporary table we just created on top of that, and say in order by customer ID. So if I will do that, it's going to go ahead and create this table. So now once the table is created, and now we can see the select asterisk from top customers. So if I go ahead and execute, I can see the data here, Bob, Lee, Canada, and now we can drop if we want the tables here. So some notes here. Use the hashtag customer temp tables name to create session scope temp tables. Yes, we have done that. Only hash or round robin distribution is supported for temp tables. Okay, we will remember that. And the views cannot be created on temporary tables. Correct, because we have this it is only available during the session. So if you have view, it's not going to be, session will be gone and it's not going to be present, and views are only going to have select queries. We can use a create table as they can be used for performance. We have seen that right here. So if you want to create in as a modular approach, that's possible. You have your create a table as then you have select query after that. Now that works great, but here I will go back and let me show you one more example. So if you remember that, we can still run this query here, and so this is good. And now if I copy this query and open a new session, so new query, and then if I will try to run this query, that is going to fail. That's why it is only for specific to that session. So you see that object does not exist. This object only exists in this session. And now if I go back to the this right here, so I'm going to go ahead and run the entire code, and in this code it is going to show us two things. At the end it is going to drop the table, but it will show us this top customer, and also it will show us this. So that should work just fine. So if I go ahead and execute, now we will see. So you see that now it is a query 0 results these, and query 1, that's the second result. The same thing, but as an individual it does not hold even in the same window, and once I create that, it does not hold that temporary table. So you have to run it the whole thing to make it work. And here I am also connected with my dedicated SQL pool. And that's it pretty much. I thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope this video will help you. So now when you say that I don't have to drop the table, so once I close this window, that's it's gone. So I don't have to do anything, or once we are done with the running the script, it's automatically those tables are gone. But in SSMS, if you are done, you have to close this session, otherwise the tables are still there. So even we come after 2 hours, as long as the connection is established to the dedicated SQL pool, you will be, once you create the table, it is going to stick there, you know. So I thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.